My friend wants me to drive 4 hours to pick up his relatives for his wedding, but nothing is planned and no one has an invitation yet, so I told him no way, and I'm pretty sure this wedding is going to be a disaster before it even starts. So, my 31M friend, let's call him John, 35M, is engaged to Alma, 30F, and will have their wedding May 2025. John and I are good friends for 5 years, but we are part of a larger friend group that often travel, go camping, spend weekends, play board games together, and just are a tight-knit group, or at least we were before John met Alma 2 years ago. In this friend group there's also my GF, 28F, and a couple, Joseph, 36M, and Anita, 34F, that are not married but together for 14 years. They come from another city where they also met John and got him in the friend group 10 years ago. John and I became friends from a weird situation where he was thrown out of his flat by an ex-friend, female, but unrelated issue, and we moved in together, and we're real good pals. John may be not the best looking, chubby guy but his charisma and joking stats are very high, lol. He has always tried to flirt with any waitress or cashier in hopes to finally land a serious long-term relationship, as his experience has somehow always been with younger girls, and relationships that always last few months or less than a year. Then he met Alma and fell over heels, and they seemed to be compatible, at least he was beaming with joy. However, we soon found out in a party when Alma went to bed, John in a drunk state confessed that Alma doesn't like Anita, because the friendly relationship she and John had was suspicious to her. We all know that's unreasonable since they are platonic friends for a decade and we all in this friend group are loyal to our other halves. After this we started to meet John and Alma rarer than our distant family members, only for the big celebrations, like Christmas and our annual camping and boating trips that are an integral part of our friendship. For any other event John is invited we are always met with a decline, too tired, too busy, need to do something for Alma's family, and again, too tired. He never calls or texts, either. It's come to be so bad we just stopped inviting him, and we feel bad about it. However, he only reaches out if he needs something, a favor of some sort, get some stuff from our jobs for free, drop something off, etc. Currently, John and Alma live in a flat in the same building as Joseph and Anita, and even then, they are too tired to get in the elevator. We miss our friend and would help him when necessary, but at this point, the lack of communication and the rise in requests just make me feel used. On to the situation at hand. Last week John visited Joseph and Anita unannounced to talk about the wedding, asking them to help. Joseph is the best man, he agreed and is asked to be the driver for groom and the bride, take them from their home to the courthouse, then to the venue and home the next day. However, the maid of honor is cousin of Alma, which is understandable. Mary, F25, who's cool and active person, has joined us for camping and other celebrations. John continued with his speech, asking Anita to undertake the task of decorating the whole venue together with Mary's BF. After Anita's questioning for more details, it was clear that nothing is planned, and the place would allow to start decorating at 1400 hours, 2 p.m., but guests arrive at 1700 hours, 5 p.m., it's not enough time to decorate the whole place alone, not even with 2 or 4 people, it's an impossible task. Anita accepted even though she feels like it's a crazy task. And from that conversation they understood from John that he believes that during Christmas party we had, alcohol was heavily included. I have accepted to drive halfway across the country on the wedding day to pick up 4 of his relatives and drive back, 2 hours tilde one way. Also, my car wouldn't be suitable as it's a 4-seater including the driver. So, he would give me his car to drive, except it's a different transmission and I've no experience with driving it, maybe only ever tried reparking colleague's car and it wasn't best experience. My girlfriend could do it, and she would accept if asked, maybe she was asked during Christmas party, but I have no memory of it, but I am not planning to spend the day driving, while I could help with the decorations or lesser jobs. Or even, I feel like it's not okay of him to ask this when we are so distanced as friends, we are barely acquaintances. But here comes the kicker. There is no wedding party, and the invitations are not yet sent, so no guest really knows the real date, time, or place. And John hasn't even reached out to me personally in any way, hasn't told directly of his plans for me or my GF in this all. All the information laid in the previous paragraph was a retold from Anita. And now I'm dreading the moment when John appears by my doorstep with this, and me denying his requests will set him off as he has seemed tense and tired of wedding planning if you can call it that. Also, feels like there's going to be an update in the next 2 weeks, since his birthday is coming up and Anita believes he will want to talk then, which, again, probably will include alcohol and bad decisions. So, please suggest on how to better deal with John's request, and am I the jerk for considering denying his request in driving across the country to pick up his relatives while the rest of the wedding planning is in shambles? Update. It's been a week since the original post, and the update is, he's visiting tomorrow after work, as he offered it when I met him in the grocery store yesterday. He asked how it's going and I told him truthfully, see point 4 below. I was hoping, and was right, he wouldn't start the whole conversation in the store. And so, he kindly asked if he could visit tomorrow to deliver the wedding invitations by hand and stuff, but didn't specify, so I am afraid what the stuff is, possibly the talk about chores he wants us to do. Meanwhile, I thought I'd make an edit/update, not sure how really Reddit works with this, hope I don't mess it up. For those wondering, we were close friends back in the day. When John was evicted from his flat, I helped him by allowing him to stay at my parents' place for a few weeks while he was looking for a new place, and consequentially, this is what led us to become